Hey guys, and welcome to a new gun video. We're going to be trying something a little different this time around. The GoPro was picking up way too much wind. It was a pretty windy day when we went out, so there was nothing but just a constant wind sound on the GoPro when I went to go look at the footage. So we're just going to commentate over the footage instead. There's not really a whole lot to say in the videos anyway. I was kind of talking to myself through the most part, but I figured I would just do it this way since nobody wants to hear that wind. I'm still waiting on the microphone. It's an external mic for the GoPro. I had one ordered, but it ended up not being the right one. But anyway, enough about that. So, as I said in my last couple of videos, we wanted to do a little bit more of the collection, so to speak, on our firearms because we just did the handguns last time. And as I mentioned before, I was gone for about 2 years. I didn't make a video for 2 straight years, so obviously there's some new stuff in the collection, but we were only able to take a couple out. So this one here is one that I've been eager to shoot. This is my original Wyndham weaponry. It's the same one if you've been following my channel, but I've made a few upgrades on it. It now has a 223 wild barrel. It is the spiral fluted. I don't care for the spiral, but it is what it is. This is me working on it. I had to change a couple of parts out. I had the AFG on it, but I had to swap it out. I just put one of the rails on there to adapt to the bipod. This is going to be my target upper. I still have my original barrel, the one that you saw that was on the slide fire. I shot the living crap out of that one. But I still have that one. That one's just going to be kind of my play around upper. This is my more strictly target upper, so it's going to consist only of good quality ammo. I'm not going to put any dirt cheap ammo into this upper. I'll save that for my original Wyndham barrel. So this is the first time we've gotten to shoot this one. So here's a little bit of footage of this. The first grouping was actually pretty good. And this is also at the new gun range, so you'll notice that the seats over here are a little different. At the other range that we go to, it actually has like the concrete seats, but these are a little different. So we just started out close range. I'm not sure how many yards this is. I know it's pretty close. Anyone could make that shot, but we're just getting it sighted in because it's a brand new scope as well. The scope is the Nikon P223 4x12x40, I believe. It's the AR series or the MSR series scope by Nikon. I've always favored these. It is a BDC reticule. They just always been my favorite, so we decided to use this one. I would prefer the 1x4x20, I believe, scope for the AR-15 platform, but I may use that one for my other upper receiver. But for the time being, we're going to use this one. So here's just some footage of us shooting this, and I have the picture of the first grouping. We decided to just do it this way instead of walking all the way up to the camera, up to the the target.
Look at that group.
Because at this range, every I believe 30 minutes, there's a ceasefire, which is the bell that you've heard. Here's a picture of the first grouping. The grouping I think went pretty well. The first 5 shots that came out of it, I feel were really good. And again, at such a close range, I think it was a lot easier to get this sighted in. And instead of the traditional way, I know it's easier if you just adjust your scope over to where the holes are, but I sort of just walked it in this range day. And the ammunition I was using was just some of your basic American Eagle 5.56. And so here's the next go around for getting the rifle sighted in. This is really the main thing that we were doing here at this range day, just trying to get this one sighted in. We've got a little bit of footage of a couple of other rifles that we did, just something that we brought out that we know we haven't done a lot of footage on, but we'll get to that here in just a second. So a little bit about the 223 Wild Barrel. It's supposed to be more accurate than most traditional barrels. It's a 1-in-8 twist. It does chamber both the 5.56 and the 223. It's more recommended to use good quality 5.56 rounds. It's something that is supposed to be pretty common among competition users. And I've found that it's pretty accurate. I've shot 223 Wild before. It was another friend of mine's that was pretty accurate. This is my first time shooting my own rifle. This is the newest barrel that I've put on my. Now, I've actually had this barrel for quite some time, but this is the first time that we've gotten to shoot it. As I said before, we didn't put out a video for quite a while, but thankfully we were able to have this lovely day to go shoot. So I think it only took about maybe 15 rounds or so to get to this point right here. And again, this is a close range, so I know this is not shooting like at 100 yards or anything like that, but just getting on paper at a close range at a starting point, I think this is pretty good. Yeah, and here's a little pistol that we wanted to show off. This is something that has not gotten any footage whatsoever. I'm not sure if I should call it footage or screen time. I guess screen time. Oh well. This is something that we haven't showed on the channel before. It's the little high standard HD military 22. Definitely a unique pistol. It's something that I've never had any experience with, and this is my first time shooting it. So here's a little bit of footage of that. This little thing's cool.
I love that thing.
Is it? And here's one of my most favorite rifles. This has not gotten a lot of screen time either. For whatever reason, I just never decided to do a full-fledged video on this. This is the Mossberg 3030. Of course, this is the tactical edition, or tactical version, I guess. This is the zombie one that originally came out. They make these without the zombie sticker, which you'll see. It's on the left-hand side of the firearm. This is one of the older ones. I had this one. This is the one that I bought when they first came out. The rifle has 3 Picatinny rails, one on each side, and then, of course, on the bottom. What I decided to do was just add the rail covers on the sides, and then I just put an AFG because it felt the best for this particular rifle and how it is angled and everything. And then, of course, to match the zombie theme, the Hornady covers I think fit the rifle pretty well. But this is just something that we don't take out very often. This is actually the first time I've shot it in quite some time. So we just took this one out, and I decided to just do a little bit of shooting with it. So that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series. Until I get a good mic, the external mic that I ordered, hopefully this one's going to be better than the last one and it actually works. I won't be posting any more range videos until I know for sure that that one is going to work, because the wind is always just a factor that I don't want to fight. I'm tired of always trying to talk over the wind, and especially with using the GoPro, the wind is always a constant issue. So hopefully that this mic is going to work. So until then, we're going to make sure that that's working out the way I want it to. So until we get that working, you probably won't see any more range videos until then, because I would like to just keep the, I guess, commentary like during when we're actually out there. So versus have to come home and still re-commentate and all that, because it's kind of a hassle, and I don't normally have the time to do this kind of thing. But again, I hope you've enjoyed. Subscribe for new videos, and we will see you next time.